attracted to you, babe. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back, guys, to another episode of COK. This is episode number 14, I think.
What's
Yeah,
up?
and yeah, what's up? And tonight we have our guest who is Prem Shanker.
Yeah, I'm here already.
Yeah, no applause, no applause,
Ayo,
no
one more time, one more time.
applause. Yeah,
All right.
all right.
Episode
So
14, and you finally got me. I was expecting episode 5, man.
episode 5, no lah, bro. I thought episode 5 nanti kalau aku minta, nanti kan I didn't want you to be obliged to say yes because
Man,
it's harder to say no. You know what I mean?
there's always a price for everything, man. I'm just kidding.
Now you tell me. All right.
First of all,
Okay,
thank you for being awake at this time at night. I know you are probably about to sleep already. So, for those of
Well.
you who don't know, we've moved this show up early just for Prem.
Yes,
Correct.
You know, than our usual 11:30.
See,
I
normally
actually,
there's
actually I've
like
never
what-
said yes to anyone. And a lot of people have asked to be,
Yeah,
can you be in case study earlier? I said no, because it's 11:30 onwards. The reason is because it's an adult show. It cannot be shown at, up before, during prime time. Tak boleh.
Because it's called COK.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. By the way, guys, yeah, welcome to COK. And as usual, the boilerplate COK stands for creativity, observation, and knowledge. All right. So there's a lot
Yeah.
of that going to happen today. I'm
all
assuming.
right.
So this is one guy who is absolutely a little bit crazy. Not like the normal cookie cutter, budak sekolah and then suddenly come out, ambil degree and then kerja college. Tak ada. No, and this one be very different.
I got ADD, so y'all got to deal with that.
What is ADD, bro?
Attention deficit disorder. Deficit. You see what I said there? I'm pushing the limits already.
Nice.
Hey, thanks for having me on the show, guys. And thank you for
Hey.
moving it early. I appreciate it. Yeah, y'all know.
Hey, no worries,
At about
man.
9:15, I'm gonna start looking around like that because I'm like, oh my god, it's my sleep time already. I'm kidding.
Really? You guys are so disciplined, man.
We have to be lah, bro.
Really?
Otherwise, tomorrow morning on my radio show, you will hear a very angry, cranky me, or I would just not even talk. And my bosses know
Yeah.
it, man. I got called out so many times. Dulu again, like when I thought I was young lah. The word here is thought, right?
yeah.
When you hit your 30s,
Perception.
you're in denial already, but you still want to push the limits, right? I used to party, dude, go out. And that time I just met my wife, right? So I was like, yeah, I could take you out, go La Bodega, party until 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, dude. Next day on the show, my bosses will call me right after the show, like, so where did your voice go? How much did you drink last night? Yeah.
It's amazing how your boss can tell stuff like that. It must be
they-
from experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's passed down knowledge.
yeah.
So
So
one day when
what
you
is
become
your-
management, you're gonna do the same.
What is your weekday schedule like? So you're in bed by 10 every day?
Latest, I know this is going to sound like a 12-year-old maybe, but yeah, latest by sometimes. Latest is pushing it, bro. Pushing it is 10 o'clock. Normally by 9:30 I'm in bed.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
9:30.
So I think I want to ask this question since you brought up about radio already, right? How do you guys do it, man? How do you guys stay chirpy, energetic, and uplifting 5 days a week, every day from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., bro? How do you do that, man?
Well,
That's
be
psycho.
it is psycho. It is psycho. I think you gotta have a certain level of psychoness in your DNA to do this.
Exactly.
This is a question that everyone asks, how do you stay chirpy? I'll get to the not nice parts of it in a bit, but I guess when you have passion for something and when you have people telling you light up our lives, thank you for making us smile, thank you for putting a laugh on our face. These are just the small drives that keep you doing what you want to do. And now it's a lot easier that our listeners can reach out to us. Back then it was susah. You need to write to the radio station because there was no social media. But now it's so much more personal. So you get DMs and people storing your show and go like, oh my God, this guy's put a smile on my face. Thank you so much. It's like this little blessings that keep me going. And I'm sure for all radio announcers on the morning show to know for a fact that we're making someone's day. And the best part is we don't even know who you are, but I've managed to make your day. It's like a blessing for me.
Nice, huh?
Yeah. So
Nice,
I think that's what gets us all chirpy. But it's also uh, some like, okay, so I'm very fortunate. I've got two great partners. Who we support each other. Yes, we fight like cats and dogs, but we also support each other. There are times where we have come in moody. Like there are days where I come cranky, and either one of my partners would go like, "Are you all right?" That one question would then open up. Yeah, no, I'm not all right. I didn't sleep well. I had a bad dream. Blah blah blah. Or I went out
Right.
last night, and then we joke about it, laugh about it, and we live off each other's energy. And okay, so we support each other. Like, okay, hang in there. We will get through the show, and then we'll talk about the issues whatsoever. So
Right.
that's another way we stay chirpy. Support system. Yeah.
Yeah. I must say that the three of you guys have really lifted up morning conversations for people who are driving to work.
Are you saying this as a bias?
I'm not saying this because no, I'm not being biased here. Although yes, someone is probably listening to me right now. I'm not being biased here. But I must say that I really, I really think that the three of you guys, the combo is just gempa. You guys cover generally a lot of audiences. The ones who are as crazy as you guys, or the ones who are a little bit more, the controller CEO. You guys can handle their conversations as well. So gempa, I'm really having, and I really enjoy listening to you guys that way.
Thank you.
So
it's a combined mind of creativity, lah. All three of us equally put that crazy effort into it, whether it's serious topics. I mean, we all bring different life stories, and that's the beautiful part. Because you've got Rod. He's like he's like the daddy of the show. He's got got a teenage son. He's been married the longest, so that's one factor of it. And then you've got Aisha, who's also married for 12 odd years and got two daughters. So that's and young daughters. That's another story. And then
an amazing husband too,
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah.
He's all right. Good guy.
Debatable, but yeah.
And then there's me, who was the single one, former player, as they would label it, not me. They label it.
Of course. How dare they label you such way?
Exactly right. And newly married, enjoying life still. So it's beautiful.
Right.
Three different stories. Yeah.
Yeah.
So was it any different when you guys were doing your shows during MCO? But I'm assuming less people were driving, maybe driving to work. So how did it feel for you? Was it?
We felt the pain, dude. We really felt the pain. We felt lost because we didn't know who was listening to us. Whether is there anyone listening to us? Is this whatever we were doing? Is it this is the effort paid off? We were shooting videos because we still had to create content, give content, and we were started asking like, is there anyone actually bothered enough? Because when you're in the studio, you can judge. We see our phone lines ring, and then we can, okay, this topic is a good topic because it's burning the phone line. And people are interacting with us on Facebook, on social media. But to answer your question, Shanas, we were lost, man. And every now and then we'd get one listener. Oh, I am a frontliner. Thank you for playing the song and dedicating it to the frontliner. I'm like, okay, but that's just one frontliner. What about the Shanazas out there? What about the Zains out there? Yeah.
So it's like maybe this is a good piece of information for people who listen to radio.
Yeah.
I think when you have no idea how important you are.
Very important.
For the people who are delivering the entertainment and the fun and the info in the morning, you have no idea how important you are.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are listening, keep on listening. Interact.
We always say this line, and sometimes people think, "Alamak, this one cliche line." Yeah, they say it they use it all the time. It's like a political campaign line. We say,
Academy Award.
Without you, we wouldn't be here. But that is the actual truth. It's the truth. Without our listeners, dude, Aisha, Rod, and Prem will not even exist. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Every time I see a team like that, like I think one of the fascinations of why people watch the Last Dance documentary is they want to understand the dynamics of the Chicago Bulls. Same with Aisha, Rod, and Prem. Can you give us a bit of an origin story? Specifically, maybe the first time you guys actually met. Like, how was that like, Aisha, Rod, and Prem, the first time you guys met? Maybe you can tell us a bit about that.
Oh, well.
Okay. You answer that? before you answer that, let me just answer this comment. Yes, yes, it is Aisha's hubby. Yes. Okay. Yes. Go
You
ahead.
are correct. I'm sorry. That
You are
question has to
correct.
be in the form of an answer. Okay.
That's why I'm not even mentioning Aisha's name. I keep saying my partner, because tak nak bayar sangat kan.
Yeah, you
It's
guys are
all
the
about
best show in
cronyism
the
here,
world.
man.
You guys are
It's
the
the
best
only
show in
way
the
the show can survive. The only way the show can survive is cronyism. So let's
We
just live
got
with it.
so much cronyism going on around. And I love it.
Yeah, so tell us the story.
yeah,
Like when you first
sorry.
three met, was it match made in heaven? Was it tense? Was it
Oh
curious? What
no.
was it like?
Well, Aisha and I have been colleagues actually for a long time already because we were part of another company prior to this.
Right.
So we've
Okay.
known of each other's existence, and Aisha was technically my senior even on TV. So
Right.
Aisha and I had already established a acquaintanceship, friendship. We were
Right.
not as close as this, but we had
Mm.
known, we had chatted before, talked, hung out, but it was just
Mhm.
one off. I was then introduced to the team with Aisha being on board already for 4 months. Prior to
Right.
that, Rod had another partner.
Right.
So when I was brought in, it was I was introduced as it was not put in their faces as like, okay, this is your new partner, but the boss did something very smart. The boss who recently resigned and left to another country. His name is Craig Body.
Yeah.
Props to him. So Craig, what Craig did is he weaved me into the team by creating this content. And at that time, Aisha and Rod were running this little campaign about to get some guy married. So we were paying for the guy's wedding.
Right.
And how Craig had brought me in. Okay, so this guy is going to be the best man of the guy that's getting married. So I was brought in technically as the stunt guy of the show. So I established myself as the stunt guy, like. So Aisha and Rod were the stars of the show, and I would give the daily reports of what I was doing. And
Right.
then we slowly built the chemistry there. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I cannot remember. I think there was one day Aisha had fallen sick, so I obviously had set in,
Right.
and it was me and Rod. And then obviously we had a good chemistry going on. And then one day the boss just says, "Hey guys, here's your new partner."
Right.
Yeah, and hey, Derek, love from Singapore. What's up, Singapore?
Aisha says Prem was our resident fall guy. We would get him to do all the dirty work.
Yeah.
Until now, you guys
So-
are still using him as a fall guy, right?
Dude, you are inspiration right now. So for those people who think, how do I ever make it to a show which already has two superstars? The trick is to do all their dirty work. Eventually, they'll accept you as one of their own.
Yes.
That is a lesson to all of you people who are too proud to be the dirty guy.
That's the second COK for today, right?
Yes.
First one just now we got something like that. There's a second COK for today.
Yes.
Yeah. Do the dirty work first.
It's true. I mean, in any job, you got to start from the bottom. You got to learn the trade. Otherwise, when you're up there, you don't know the bottom. People will con you on the way up.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Tyler Liang. What's up, Tyler boy?
All right.
So as you can say, the rest was history. Then once you guys were a team, it just kind of clicked straight away.
It did.
How did you guys? Yeah.
It just clicked. It was magical. I gotta tell you, and I'm not being biased. It was very special. It was as if we were already friends for a long time. Plus, I also got to say this. I think as three mature adults,
Right.
We would check on each other's feelings before attacking, because the show obviously had a lot of fun elements, and we were three friends. Even friends, sometimes you got to know your limit before you push.
Right.
Like, for example, sometimes if we want to kacau Shana's on air, we would ask Aisha, can we say this? Can we push the limits? And and we would get Aisha's permission before saying things.
Right.
And that kind of understanding as well helped. And we hung out a lot, not after work, but during the show. When we switch off our mics and after we're done editing and when we have free time, we would actually talk, not just keep quiet. So we would talk, like I said earlier at the start of the show, we would ask each other, "Hey Aisha, what happened? Hey Aisha, hey Rod, what happened? Hey Prem, what happened?" And we got to know each other's partners, we got to know each other's lives. So in that way, we would know how to poke, where to stop poking, How much can we poke, and what's the limit?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And also, and I also think that the three of you guys have very little air. You know what I mean? Like, I think before you guys were on radio, I think you guys were also very much like the masses.
Yes.
You were not like, in the elitist group or anything like that.
No,
So you
no,
hung out with us, you spoke like us. So when you guys went on air to represent us, it made
Yeah.
a lot of sense.
If you listen to our life stories, I mean, Rod was a water heater repair guy.
Right.
Right.
So you see, that's humble beginnings. Aisha started off in a PR firm, went to UITM, so that's humble beginnings. She didn't go to Oxford or hello, I'm from Yale University. How's it? I'm a boy from Klang. I sold phone cards on the street. I was worked in call centers. Yeah, so you're right. That too plays an important role because we speak when we go on air. We don't have that little like I'm above you, so thou shall respect me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you came out straight from school and you started working, is it?
I did go to college. I didn't do very well in the first college. So my dad, I tell you, my dad gives me one of the life's best lessons. The first college I went to, I didn't do very well. So I pulled myself out of college, and my dad said, "You know what? I'm going to teach you the value of money." Because obviously I was just blowing my dad's money, right? Going to college. He's like, "You know what? You need to go work and learn the value of money." I took it as a challenge. I know, male ego. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I can do this. I can handle this. So that's when I went to work, and I started working, sold phone cards on the street. Literally, you remember Time Goal?
I remember.
Right.
Yeah, and you had to get subscriptions. So I literally in Kuala Lumpur and like, hello sir, would you like to sign up for Time Goal? And that's where I learned to be thick-skinned. And because you get rejected, bro, you get rejected outright in your face. And
Right.
Dah lah masa tu kau muka gangster kan.
Kan, I was botak bro, goti gila lagi bro, gigi semua rongak.
Itulah kan, dah ada go to salah satu kan.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
You did that for how long?
I think I lasted 3 weeks, bro. But after that, I couldn't tahan. But it gave me life lessons. And then I went on, and then I went
a long time, man.
to call center. I worked at Celcom as like this, literally wear headphone, jawab, selamat petang, Prem bercakap, boleh saya bantu? Wah.
Ada lagi
I bet you that time people who called Celcom, right, would be like thinking, did I just call in the radio? Am I on live radio? Hello. Anda sedang mendengar.
Celcom, I'm giving you guys an idea right now. Okay, take Prem for one day and ask him to be your call center and see how many people actually spot it.
That is funny. Celcom, I also worked at DG, so I had a lot of people interaction, and that was
right.
Fun. So that was that, and then I went back to another college and studied there. That's when I fell into radio accidentally, because that's when I started emceeing on stage at this college. And from emceeing, someone told me, "Hey, dude, you talk a lot, and you talk for you're the life of the party." Amongst my friends used to say, "You're the life of the party." And one guy said, "Why don't you put your mouth where you can get the money," or whatever he said, something like that, right? And that was when the Hits Cruises were hiring. So I studied part-time and worked part-time. But you know how that is? When you start seeing money and it's good money and the job is fun, obviously I dropped out of college again for the second time.
Right.
And that was the start of my career actually in radio at the age of 19. And that was it, bro. I was all the way.
Wow.
So from 19 sampai sekarang, what am I? I'm 37, so I haven't stopped working a day since.
Wow.
Right. Do you see yourself doing this a long time though? Like this is it, or do you have other things you want to grow into at some point in your life?
Funny that you asked me this question. This is my answer straight up. I told everybody, and I hope this happens. I want to die on radio, man.
Okay, just don't die here. He said radio, not social media. Okay? Not social media.
I mean,
I don't want this video to viral for the wrong reasons.
Correct. I don't want people to know Top Cock because of that.
I love radio.
Don't steal the thunder for Talk. Okay.
Penyampai radio mesti di masa online.
Okay.
oh my
all the
God.
newspapers cannot feature what's the title of the show. Can,
No, no.
Can.
Boleh.
Sejenis rancangan.
Sejenis rancangan yang bernama Bercakap Kok.
Cakap Zakar. Di mana?
Bro, it's
Ayam
not that,
jantan.
bro.
Ayam jantan.
How many times
There's a
do I
lot
have
of
to
meanings
say it?
to that word, you know.
Yeah. How many times do I have to say it? COK stands for creativity, observation,
Yes,
and knowledge.
I know.
Apa ni cerita Zakar ni semua ni?
You know what Zakar stands for?
What?
Zain and Karya and
Mulalah.
yeah.
So, but
That was it.
okay.
Yeah.
And then now you are in college, right?
Yeah, I just started studying again, so it's my third attempt, and you know what they say, 3 times lucky, so I ain't gonna mess it up this time, man.
Right.
But how's it now? Actually, at the age of 37, going into college for the third time, how does that feel, man? While you are working, while you're on radio.
Yeah. The fear is the fear that
First day,
I
bro.
had.
First day. Talk about the first day.
Okay, here's the thing, because I haven't gone to uni, so I can't tell you yet because it's been online, bro. It's about COVID, kan? So
All right.
my classes have been online, so I have been doing literally like this, but on Zoom and technology. And my classmates, I haven't seen any of my classmates because the lecturer switches off videos. So it's I don't know how's it like to go to campus yet, but nervous, bro. Nervous.
But you can see your classmates and all that.
I'm imagining
already, right?
you'd be like Van Wilder.
Oh my God.
I mean, you just happen to be the most famous person on campus. I pretty much think that's what's going to happen.
Dude. Nowadays, got some, every other person's an influencer these days, dude. There's probably some guy or girl with 80,000 followers in campus, like, I was worried about that as well. The fraternity of mean girls and mean boys.
They're going to pick on you.
I know, right?
Look at the radio personality.
Or
So
rather,
not social media.
Look at this uncle. Who's this uncle here, dude? I would have died.
Uncle lah. Bosku lah. Bosku. Maybe bosku lah. Bosku.
Okay. I don't know. Well, maybe I shouldn't ask. But anyways, let's carry on with another question.
That's the longest Shanas has ever paused before he realized he couldn't ask.
I thought he hung, like alamak jam.
Aku tengah fikir tanya ke tak kan? Tanya ke tak?
So many people may be wondering, someone like you said you started humble beginnings, the life, the Prem who was selling phone cards, and the experience of living the life of Prem, the guy on radio, on this big show. How different have people been around you? Instead of asking about you, like how has it been you experiencing this shift from just the phone card guy to the breakfast show guy?
Big shout out first to my friends, my boys, who have kept me humble from day one. I mean,
right.
They say you are who you are, your circle is. So my boys,
right.
I love my boys to death. I've got this core group of friends, and they have never changed from day one. And they keep me grounded all the time, right? They don't see me as the guy on radio. It's always, "Get up, Prem, you're from Klang, remember that." So,
and I've seen it, bro. I've seen it. Yeah. Those boys,
my boys
will never allow him to show any kind of air anywhere.
Yeah. You can take the boy out of Klang, but you can't take the Klang out of the boy.
Correct.
I get that.
When they want free entry into the clubs or something, then they'll call
They will only use you for what you're famous for.
Yes.
Right.
But never allow you to be famous around them.
So shout out to my boys.
But you gotta have those kind of friends, man.
Yes, absolutely. Very important. But the people, I mean, you have your friends from back then. As you grow up, you think from back in the day, it's better to have more and more friends. And then you realize as you grow older, the smaller the circle, that circle is actually the core one. So the friends from back then, masa the first college, second college, some of them look at when they see you there, I feel kesian, like there's a wall,
Right.
just because of
Right.
who I am. Like you can
Suddenly you're
rasa
not one of them lah.
macam
Ah.
segan wanna. They don't know whether the attack go in with the punchline to attack you or not. Until I have to sometimes say, hey, dude, I am still I am, dude, you know. Let's just go for it, man. And then they let go.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Bila dia orang let go, dia orang tak boleh stop.
Cannot stop. Alamak, they just maintain the wall, actually.
You just open Pandora's box lah, basically.
Yeah. So I mean,
Wow.
that's how. I mean, when it comes, what I love about the listeners though is now again, as I say, because of social media and because of how Aisha, Rod, and Prem are on air, and we tell so much of our life stories. It's beautiful that our listeners, sometimes we meet people on the road and they just come up to you and they go like, hey, so how's Kara? And I'm like, oh my God, how does this fella know Kara? And then I realized, because I talk so much about Kara, same way people know who Shanas is and how people will know Joyce is Rod's partner. It's because we are just so,
Yeah.
you know, we tell the stories like that. Yeah.
You're quite open about who you guys are.
Like there's almost nothing to hide. Like people know me for who I am. I'm that asshole. Can I say asshole?
Can. Asshole,
It's okay,
can.
bro. We have no MC rules here for now.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. We're not famous yet. We're not famous
We're
yet.
not big
MC
enough
don't
to
care.
be a problem to the powers that be, so nobody really cares what we say.
That's my I hate MC.
Shout out to MCMC. We love you.
I love you.
Yeah, I love you. I love the government. I love MCMC.
Yeah,
That sounded so damn sincere, dude.
Yes.
I almost cried.
Very sincere.
Oh my God. So
yeah.
this whole work and study now, and you were saying about social media, right? So now as a radio announcer, how intrusive would you say people are about knowing stuff in your life? Like, you practically share. Where do you draw the line? Who tells you how much you can share or reveal? Like, your partners have a say in it, or?
Oh yeah. I mean, but not.
I will answer later as a partner.
Not so much. It's, I wouldn't use the word intrusive lah, but our partners would advise us on what to do. Like sometimes, you see, because we're entertainers, and for me, I think of the entertainment value, and I know, like for me, Kara has told me, my wife has told me, she doesn't like to be pranked. She doesn't like the element of being scared. But I love pranks. So once or twice, I video pranking her, and she's like angry as MC
as can be, as can be.
And she wants to kill me
as fudge.
And she tells me, look, I know you're an entertainer. You see the value in the fun in it, but I'm the person behind the prank, and it's not nice.
Right.
Yeah.
That way I understand lah. You know, okay.
Yeah. It's tough. Yeah.
I think so too. I think you guys are very respectful as three people who basically represent everyone who works in the morning. I think you guys are very respectful to your partners. I'm always in tune with that because you guys will be pushing the boundaries of entertainment, you know, as much as possible, because that's your job, and you are meant to do that, you know. But you guys are respectful as well to see whether you guys can get the partners to be on board, not just doing it for the sake of doing it, but doing it because of the entertaining value. So when we can get on board, we definitely love it too, you know.
Of course. And we have actually had to have chat with our bosses, saying that our partners, you see, because even our bosses, they are also entertainers. They think like entertainers, right? And they also they want to keep pushing. So we have to stop them and say, look, we are the entertainers. Our partners are the entertainers' partners. They are not like us. They think different. They operate differently. They are a lot more calmer, more relaxed. Yes, we may be hyper and willing to go crazy, but you can't expect our partners to do the same things, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So in that way, we tone it down a bit lah. Faham lah.
But so far, the stunts and all the stuff that you guys do, I think it's pretty fun too. And I'm most of the time I'm more than happy to jump in and support as well.
You don't
And
want to say this.
especially,
You don't want to
huh?
say this.
Yeah, I just realized that. And I'm taking it back. Taking it back. For whatever happened just now, like how many minutes was it? Like what minute? From the 28th minute to the 31st minute, guys. No, that didn't happen. I'm taking it back.
Right.
Yeah.
How are you dealing with social media though? How are you managing that? Are you active? Are you running your own, or you got like bunch of guys running for you? What's your social media game like nowadays?
My name is Prem. I'm from Klang. I don't earn much. I don't have guys running it for me. I run it myself.
Really? Oh no, it's good because a lot of people get accused of that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the people who it seems like they are respond very like eloquent like that. Then
Admin.
yeah, exactly, right? No,
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 dude,
but how do you deal with it though? The social media, people messaging and all that. Do you actually take the time? Do you have some
yeah,
sort of
yeah.
filtering rules?
No,
You
I
do.
don't. The one rule that I have is I will always reply, try my level best, and reply whoever that messages me, whether it's DM or comments. So
Right.
if you actually, I gotta give myself a pat on the back, and I will. But I do this. I do this every time I put up a picture and there's comment or whatever, like or the compliments that come in or the good luck
Right.
messages that come in. I will say thank you. I will actually reply
Right. Right.
one,
Right. Right.
and
Right.
I will actually allocate a time of the day, 1 hour. Okay, this 1 hour I'm gonna go and reply all my messages
Right.
because I
Wow.
feel
But
that
how does it feel, bro? How does
how
it feel being quite influential on social media,
mm-hmm.
but losing to Bree? I
My-
think you've lost the game, bro. I think she has probably gotten a lot more fans in the
yeah,
shorter amount of time compared
yeah.
to you.
Let
She
me
has
let me
been in
just
the front page of a newspaper.
yeah. So let me
Yeah.
just show you how
So how does
tired
it
she is.
feel?
Let me show you how tired she is of being such an influencer. This is my dog, who's tired of being an influencer.
Passed
Oh
out.
man,
She's
that's
passed out.
She's passed out. She passed out at 6 this evening and she ain't up yet. So tired lah being an influencer.
Yeah. So yeah, now she's a lot more influential than you.
I think she is. I think she is.
we know
Yeah,
we know who to hire to
yeah.
influence people for marketing, right? It's what she
I-
thinks, not you.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, Zain, yes, I answer and reply all
That's
whatever
amazing.
comments and
Because
DMs.
it's something that people who tend to be bombarded by a lot, the one thing that they will always have a tough time is managing this, because like back then in the day, like you say, radio was a one-way communication. Yeah, people would call in, you can talk to them, but other than that you don't get a lot of interaction. Now you guys, radio announcers, practically is social media plus plus plus, because you've got that official channel to communicate and broadcast, but people can also talk back to you on your social media, right? So they'll
Yep.
always. So do you ever get that? Do you ever get people actually trying to argue with you,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
online? Really?
Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing people argue about with you?
Sometimes if like just say your opinion on a certain topic, you say
Right.
something, and because obviously we end our topic at a certain time and they cannot continue,
Right.
so it's either they argue with us on our social media, which is the mix of its official social media, but there
Right.
obviously we're advised not to say anything, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then we have the Rajin ones that would come to our
We'll
personal DM,
cross over.
will cross
Tak
over.
puas hati.
Yeah. But then I would tell them very gently. I said, okay, look, now that you're on MySpace, should we have a real open discussion, like no holds barred? And when I get your permission, saying, yeah, and then I will go for it lah. I'm like, you bloody
Okay.
Allah.
Yeah. Kau datang rumah aku kan?
Yeah,
Dengarlah cakap apa yang aku nak cakap.
Yeah, correct. You datang rumah aku, I dah salam, so now you listen to what I have to say.
Yeah.
Right,
I'm not
right,
expecting
right,
you to agree, but I'm expecting
Yeah,
you to listen.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
But it's
yeah,
amazing, right? Because you guys are on radio. I mean, to a certain extent, people by now in the year 2020 should get it that you guys are there for entertainment, for fulfillment. It's a show, ultimately.
Yeah.
And you may not necessarily even be true about your opinions because it's for the purpose of conflict and and all that. But some people I
Actually-
notice will tend to get caught up, right? Or you are honest, is it?
Actually, I have to disagree with you there. So
Okay.
on our show,
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
safely say we are 93% honest.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
About what you feel.
About what we feel, about the things we say, because we, again, this boss had left us, but he had a very important line that he would drill into us, and he did for the past
Uh-huh.
5 years. And that line
Yeah.
is honor the reality.
Right. Right.
And that's why I bring it back to what I told you earlier. Like, for
Uh-huh.
example, if I had a fight with my wife the day before,
Uh-huh.
this is where I have to draw the line with my partner, my at-home partner, and also my partners on air, right?
Right.
I can bring up the story like, hey, dude, yeah, I got to with my wife. I can say it on air, but my partners will know how much to ask. Okay,
Right. Right. Right.
why did you fight? They will know
Right.
the
Right.
right. For
Right.
example, if Aisha says, "Oh, I had an argument with Shanas yesterday," so we'll know where to take that conversation to
Right.
not jeopardize Aisha's relationship with Shanas or to make Shanas look bad.
Right. 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 Of
So in
course. Of course.
that's why I'm saying it's 93%
Right.
sincere. It's real.
Right.
Ah, ah.
So that's probably why people are really passionate about trying to re-educate you on your social media, because they know that's what you really believe, and they like, you know what, I've got to scholar this boy lah.
Yeah. But certainly,
93% is enough for me to fight with you lah.
Exactly.
it's the usual friendly mama banter lah, dude. You have something
Right,
to
right.
say. You know, you may have different views on the relationship. I may have different views on the relationship.
Right.
That banter goes in. You know,
Right, right.
I may say, I'm cool with my ex-girlfriends. Some people like,
Yeah.
how is that even possible? You cannot have any relationship. That kind of
Yeah.
banter, and that's my actual thinking. I'm okay because I believe in friendship. If you're friends with your ex,
Right.
so what? You know.
Right. One
One day, if your ex is the Prime Minister of the United States of Uganda and you're you can be in politics for all you know, right? You know what I mean?
Right. Never. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
Cool.
that's not how we choose politicians in this country.
Yeah.
Of course not. Yeah, I love this country.
So what do you do? What do you do to have fun when you're not, doing what you're doing, studying or working? What do you do to plug out before MCO? I mean, and after, in fact.
Oh, dude, well, traveling was obviously a given. So I would travel a lot, even though it's dalam Malaysia, I would travel a lot. So I would go to the different islands. So traveling is yes, but that's a given. But I love motorbiking. I have a motorbike.
Ah, what kind?
I ride a Harley. Don't judge if you're going to judge.
Ooh, no,
I'm biting my lip.
not at all.
Uh,
Not gonna say
Yeah.
anything.
Carry on.
So I would go biking on the weekends, lah. Would ride up to different parts of the country, have breakfast, come back, that kind of stuff.
Nice. So you
Yeah.
got a gang of bikers to go with all the time.
Different sets of friends, yes. Different sets of friends.
Oh,
who
okay. Cool.
Yeah. You know the guy who
Wow.
commented just now, Tyler? Yeah, we were riding buddies as well.
Ah, all right. Awesome. man.
So, I want to go back to the college bit because I think that is a big deal. I think for in this country especially, I'm not.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm ignorant to say this. I'm sorry if
Okay.
I am.
Yeah.
But I do feel that after a certain age, even people would not entertain the thought of wanting to go back to college.
Yeah.
Even if they have the resources or the time and so on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stigma attached to going back to college at an elderly age or a slightly senior age, right?
Yeah.
But you did it, and I'm not sure whether you had all the concerns or the considerations or the challenges that we may have, because I think this in the slightly more developed countries, going back to college is something absolutely normal. Doesn't matter what age you are. You would see someone who's 50 or 60 who is actually your classmate in a degree course.
Yeah.
That's absolutely normal, right?
Yeah.
But over here, it's very rare.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether you had to go through the concerns and the challenges that you went through to decide to finally say, you know what, I'm going to go for it. Was there a lot for you, or it was just, again, Prem is just one of the abnormal ones who does things very differently to begin with. So it wasn't a huge challenge for you.
I did have a lot of concerns, bro. Really. I mean, like I said, being the uncle was one of it. And being able to cope with the syllabus, the subjects have obviously changed from back then. I had so much worries. I was like, how am I going to keep up with a bunch of not even millennials anymore? You got to call them the Gen Zers. And here I am, the OG of the millennials, right? And I'm thinking, man, this is going to be tough. Bro, I was worrying. So it actually took me a while to actually sit down, consider, reconsider. But after a while, but what pushed me and said, you know what? Knowledge, there's no age limit, there's no boundaries to knowledge. Every day we learn. Every day we learn. We actually learn something from everyone, whether it's at work, from your family members, from your pets, you learn something. So then I told myself, why not just learn what you stopped learning and what you're passionate about? So I got into a course which I have passion for, which I had started before, which is mass comm and creative arts. And so I'm just continuing the passion. So that drove me to actually go and speak to KDU and sign up with them. God bless them, by the way. They gave me a scholarship. So
nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
So now the pressure's even there to.
You really are Van Wilder.
Scholarship for life, bro. You're gonna stay in KDU till you're 45.
Possible. You know why? Because I'm actually I'm working full time, but I'm also a full time student. So, and I cannot take that many subjects per semester. I only can take so little. So, maybe 45 will be the right age.
KDU ada campus kan? KDU.
Yes, they have
of course.
in Glenmarie. Yeah.
Kau kena duduk campus, bro.
Yeah.
Baru
you want to drop by and be my uncle. Yeah. Be free, man.
Yeah. So how has it been? 4 months, bro. How's it been? Like, you had all that conversations in your head, right? And then you've gone through 4 months already, right?
Yeah.
Like basically one semester.
No, this is my dude. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago was when
3 weeks ago.
Yeah. I'm
So
literally.
how's it like?
It's
basically he hasn't been through the hazing yet, lah.
Yeah.
That's how new he
orientation, still orientation.
No, orientation all da, but like you guys asked me, have I been to campus? No, I haven't because of MCO lah.
Yeah. Right.
But the subjects, the lecturer is probably much younger than you are,
Yes, in fact, I just found that out. So that was hilarious. Yeah. My lecturer was actually nervous to have me in college. That was hilarious. My lecturer actually WhatsApped me because I'm doing Masscom 101. It's a 101 subject, right?
Right.
And she's like, I'm actually nervous to teach you about radio because your experience in radio. I'm like, look, whatever it is, you're my cikgu and I respect you and I will not say a word. I'll just keep quiet and listen. She's like, no, you must correct me if you have the right info. I'm like, I'll PM to you lah, not in front of our classmates. That's not right.
That's just messed up, right? It's like imagine the lecturer herself. Like she did not plan that her career would take a detour, that an actual radio announcer would be in her class, and suddenly she could have winged it for another 8 years doing this without no one knowing. But now she's caught.
I can call her bluff, right?
Alamak, my gig is up.
I know, right?
Oh my god.
So my dear lecturer, if you're watching this, right? Don't be afraid, okay? Don't be afraid. Keep on doing whatever you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Apa hal print PM tepi.
Yeah.
Wow, such pressure.
Yeah.
2 weeks, 2 weeks.
It's been 2 or 3 weeks lah, roughly lah. But
what are the subjects that you're taking up right now, bro?
Well, it's introduction to mass comm. So we're studying about the media, basically. Like I said, the whole works lah, and it's changed, bro. It's so different. And for me, because when I first went to my previous college, when I was studying mass comm as well, this was before the internet days, bro. Right?
Right.
So that time they used to talk about magazines and newspapers, and now that I'm in this class, that's called traditional media. I'm like, oh shit, how old am I, dude?
Yeah. Traditional, like kain pelikat media.
Like
that's what
that's
magazines are.
There was no reference to newspapers at all because we're studying the new media, which is this right here, the web 2.0, the internet, and it's just crazy, right? And different theories, but Sorry, what was
It's a different world, lah. No, I mean you're talking about the social, the introduction to mass comm as a subject
one
is
subject.
very different now.
Yeah, so that is one subject, and then the second subject is this is like the Malaysian studies one. So I'm actually learning Tamadun Islam and Tamadun Awam, Titas.
Okay. Wow.
I have no idea what Titas is.
Tamadun Islam, Tamadun Awam, Titas. I don't know lah, something lah.
Oh, Titas. Tamadun Awam, Tamadun Islam, Tamadun Awam. S tu apa?
S2 special code.
Macam burger
Tamadun
daging
Awam.
special, dia tambah telur. Tambah telur dia special.
Yeah, so basically I'm learning about
it's actually an English book, bro. It's called Tamadun Islam, Tamadun Awams.
Sus. Yeah, so that's
an English sentence.
Pretty cool. So it's basically civilization. It's history, in other words.
Yeah.
So the lecture you were talking about is teaching you intro to mass comm.
You see this trying to copy here, left, right.
No, because somebody mentioned, Tyler said, imagine her marking your grades, bro. I would be worried if I am marking you. Like, I know this will call me tomorrow and say, you giving me these marks, is it?
I
would actually
do something like that lah.
Cikgu, my dear KDU lecturer, sebenarnya in Prem's eyes, he's gonna ace this paper already. So dia dah tahap macam dah settle lah this paper. So Miss lecturer, is it a she or he?
You all dirty fellas trying to Korea.
Miss lecturer. Yeah.
Miss lah. I give you all.
No, but Miss lecturer, kalau imagine if she did decide to score him poorly, you should have her on the show so that she can defend herself and she can tell people what's wrong with you.
Actually, I will call you on my show. Ni apa hal ni cikgu?
It's just waiting for a call.
Kesian cikgu ni, kesian.
No, but I agree, because when I was taking multimedia advertising broadcasting as well in college, right? And I remember back then we were doing tape to tape editing. We were learning editing using tape to tape. That's 2 video players that you stop, play, record, play, you know. Yeah. And then we were interning. We had to do internship. The minute we went to Astro, they already had that graphite pen and we were holding it like we were aliens, like, what is this? And that was back then. Can you imagine now when you say editing, and it's like, copy paste. People didn't realize, the word copy paste was literal once upon a time. Where you cut and paste.
Yeah. Shazi just commented to say that. Yeah. I did broadcasting in RMIT where we had to physically splice the tape to edit pictures. Old-fashioned way. Only in final year did we do digital editing. Literally cut and paste. Yeah, man.
There you go.
That's how it was back then.
And now that's called traditional editing.
Bro, it doesn't even exist anymore. It don't even exist anymore.
It's like, can you imagine back then when someone created a full page ad in the newspaper back in the 1980s versus someone who's doing it in 2020, right? That technology back then in the 1980s, a full screen, full color page in a newspaper is already there back then, existed back then. How the hell did they do it, man?
That's why it probably cost so much to advertise for full page, full color. You die
Correct.
Now you charge me. Like a traditional media is even suffering now. If you look at it,
it's another world.
Okay, I'm just gonna go quickly into the comments because a lot of people actually commented just to take a look at what did they write. Here's the best part about Prem. Walaupun dah level legend, he's still very humble, right? Cukup lah puji Prem, cukup lah. Ask Prem about being a daredevil. He does all of these mad stunts. And then the next one, Kaja actually said, please. So we have to honor that request, kan? Orang cakap please, kan? Kena lah.
Yeah.
So apa ni? What's the story about you being a daredevil? He does all these mad stunts. Let's talk about his first skydiving, Tyler.
No, that one was okay. That was not for the show, but what I did for the show, I think the craziest thing I've done for the show, two crazy things that definitely will stick out is one is I became, it's unofficial, that's why I feel so throw onto we should have actually got the Malaysian Book of Records, but I was unofficially Malaysia's first ever male to go through labor pain, to be pregnant, in other words. So this was, like how I was brought in as a stunt guy. So after evolving as a thing, and then we started this banter. So it was Aisha and I who argued, and we had this whole thing of women have a better life than men. So Shanas, you would remember this because I took your kids out and I had them with me for a whole day. Remember?
Yeah.
So we had swapped. It was called the life swap between Aisha and I. So Aisha lived my life, and I lived Aisha's life for 5 days. And we had to do things. So for example, Aisha had to go play futsal. I had to go for yoga. Aisha had to go and lip up with my mother while I had to take Aina and Soraya out. So I literally had the girls with me. Pergi shopping. Oh my God, Aina was still a baby and I had her on me. I pakai that baju that Aisha gave me, that baby carrier. And I remember taking Aina out shopping. I was so nervous. But eventually that led to our listeners who also had the hand in poking, right? They poke. All of them message like, "Allah, ni senang je. He doesn't know what it's like to be pregnant. He doesn't know what's it like to be a female who's carrying for 9 months." Wow. My bosses and my team went out of the way and did this behind my back. Actually contacted a hospital in KL. They got me a pregnant suit. Okay. So I literally had to wear the pregnant suit the whole day from the start of the show. It was heavy. I had boobs and a big stomach. It was like this heavy weighted bag. And after that, I was taken to this hospital and I was taken to the labor ward, if I'm not mistaken. I cannot remember. Aisha was there with me. And they put this little pain. It's a thing that inflicts pain. You know, people like who go through stroke, they want to activekan balik muscle. They want to activekan balik the muscle. Pain. It's a simulator, so it's basically electrodes.
Right. It's like shock
therapy in a way. I may be getting
yeah.
So they put 2 on my stomach, bro. First they put 2 on my stomach at the lowest part of my stomach, right? And then the doctor and the matron there said, "Okay, look, you have to remove your pants." I'm like, "For what?" Then they were serious about this. I was there being comedian and all, but they took this seriously and they said, "You are giving birth. This is not a joke. Please take off your pants." There I was with my boxers under a sheet. And then the doctor goes, "So do you know where your perineum is?" And that is the first time in my life I've ever heard the word perineum. Perineum is
really? Okay.
Yeah. Dude, why would I want to know about the perineum, dude?
I don't know.
It's good for exercising. No, anyway.
So the doctor then puts 2 other receptors on my perineum, basically to simulate a vagina, dude.
Right.
And they turned up the pain. Holy shit, dude! I died. I died.
That was when you felt really thankful to God that you are a guy.
Aisha was there with me throughout this whole process, right? So Aisha, I had to hold Aisha's hand, and she was like my safe word lah. So I said, "Okay, if I tekan you, you know when to stop lah." Dude, Shanas, I'm sorry, man, but I kind of abused your wife at that point because my fingernails went so deep in her. I literally like, oh, and Aisha knew, was like, okay. She's like, "Okay, guys, stop. At that point, my respect for women went up like a million notches up, dude. I went home and I hugged my mom and I said, "You know what? I love you, mom." It's just
nothing
mad.
to get respect out of a man than shocking his perineums.
That was fun. I've done other crazy stuff where I had to get naked in front of Rod. Rod had to clean my ass. That was funny. Yeah.
What kind of show is
this? What?
Yeah.
Actually, Zain, there have been a lot of ideas yang bila Aisyah datang balik share kat aku, we're gonna do this kan. Aku punya response selalu macam, kau ni memang tak ada kerja lain. Itu je lah response aku. Tak ada kerja lain.
So what was so just pray tell, what is the pretext of Rod wiping your ass? Like there has to be a good reason to this.
It was a punishment It was a punishment. It was a punishment for Rod.
Baik tak tersembuh kau tatih dalam mulut aku ni bongok.
So every Monday, Aisha and I have a debate, and the loser of the debate has to get punished, right? But if Aisha and I were to tie, so there are certain months that there's only 4 Mondays, and if we tie, dua seri, Rod gets punished because he's the moderator of the punishment. So sometimes we ninja lah. Aisha and I will ninja.
Right. Pakat lah.
You know, I mean,
sekali.
It's an electoral vote lah.
Exactly.
Collegiate vote lah.
It's manipulative. You know, we can manipulate. You're just gonna turn off the lights and magic happens. You know.
Actually, none of you guys are just gonna allow the moderator to just get away with it. Right? There's no such thing. Just because you're the moderator.
So his punishment was to wipe your ass.
Yes. But here's the thing: my boss took it up a notch. My boss actually got adult diapers. All right. And he made me walk around in the adult diapers from the morning of the show right up to the changing of the diapers, which was about noon. I had to pee in it. My boss did not let me go to the toilet, so I had to pee in the diapers.
Okay.
I can look at your faces right now, guys. Look, I'm telling you.
I try to maintain calmness as I am imagining 2 grown-ass men wiping down their asses from an adult diaper. That's just
correction. One grown-ass man getting his ass wiped by another grown-ass man.
That makes it a lot better, dude. That just made it NC-17 suddenly. Like, really?
So,
I'm just shaking my head so that you guys know that I haven't gone lagged, you know.
Yeah. So, and then anyway. So then we went and shot lah. But even when we shot, we had to. Aisha obviously couldn't come in the room. It was just me, Rod, and this other cameraman, this guy cameraman who was dying the entire time. So we had to film it in a very special way so it could be internet approved. So I had my legs up in the air like this.
Yeah.
But we put a bottle here. You get what I'm trying to say? And then the camera is here. We put a bottle here. So you can't see. So this is my legs, and then there's a bottle here like this, right?
Yeah.
And that's the camera. But you can see my legs in the air like this.
Yeah.
And so Rod had to clean.
Oh my god!
Literally had baby wipes wiping down my bloody nuts.
Oh my god, bro! Is the cameraman still okay?
And that, guys, is the reason why they're so close. You're not gonna get any closer to a bro than when you wipe down his nuts. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Cameraman, alright.
Yeah, the cameraman resigned. He's no longer with us. Bless him.
I thought about it really. Sure, traumatic. You know, so I did not sign up for this, man. If I wanted to do this, I'll go to the adult film. You know what I mean?
That poor guy was studying in university in his multimedia or whatever he was studying, and he was dreaming like Martin Scorsese. You know, he was his dreams were Alfred Hitchcock or Christopher Nolan, and here I am, shooting a grown-ass man wiping the nuts of another grown-ass man. This is where my life has ended. I quit. I'm becoming an accountant.
I know, right?
On radio, bro. It's not even on TV. I'm taking a shot of 2 guys on radio.
Oh my god.
Kesian Mamat tu. Kesian. Okay, let's just go back to some of the...
I was saying, I set myself on fire for the show. We went to the Bomba. We had this, I think it was a stunt with the ultimate stuntman. Aisha had to do something crazy as well. But yeah, so I had to go to the Bomba, and my boss said I would just have to, simulate fire. I told Abang Bomba, like, look, just set me on my fire. My producer was pissed off with me. She's like, this is not covered in insurance. I'm like, come on, man, this is the best time I get. When is the next time I get to set myself on fire? And then
where safer to set yourself on fire if not around a bunch of bombers, right?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the bomber guys were excited. They even directed the shot. They were like, okay, adik, macam ni adik shoot, adik lari keluar daripada bilik, mesti ada gempak sikit, macam tu.
Seronoknya diorang nak bakar orang.
They were so happy, so they bakar me inside the room, and then like a stunt guy had to open the door and then slow-mo the camera, roll on the floor. That was so cool.
Wow.
But was it really intense heat that you felt?
Yeah, man. Oh, dude, that because so I was dressed in my jeans and t-shirt, and then there was a layer of protection, and then the fireman suit. So it was
Right.
already like, dude. So the
Dah, sauna dah
bomba.
kat dalam tu.
Shout out to the Abang Bombas, right? I mean, after that, you one thing good about this show as well is you meet so many different people. You understand their life
Right.
as well. And you know how
Right.
people say bomba lazy lah, always lambat lah. I
Hmm.
found out that every time a bomba man puts on his suit and in a fire situation, they can lose up to easy 4-5 kilos.
Right.
It's mad just because the sweat, dude. In that 10 minutes, I lost easy 500 grams, easy. Basa, they were basa. Yeah.
500 grams.
500 grams I can lose pergi toilet, bro. Pergi
Yeah,
toilet
bro.
pun you can lose
500
500
grams
grams.
we lose every morning.
That's
Bro.
when your ass is on fire, bro. It's because,
Tapi ya, aku memang ada a lot of respect for kita punya Abang Bomba.
yeah.
And aku rasa one of the best thing that they did was to come out with their annual calendar. I think that was a very good move on Bomba's side. Whoever came up with the idea for them was brilliant.
Yeah.
To sell that annual calendar of Bombers in action.
Yeah.
What is it about bomber in any culture?
Yeah,
Doesn't matter
correct.
what culture. The
Exactly.
fireman is the superhero lah, the real
He saves
superhero.
lives lah, Maja.
Huh?
I mean, literally a
Yeah lah.
lifesaver, right? I mean, if you got biawa in your house, you call them. You got tikus.
No, but bro, my argument is this, because if it was about the save lives, they would want to be in shots where they're in action. They're not shots in action, bro. They're just shots of them standing there with a fire extinguisher. So
Correct.
it's the uniform, dude.
with
That's
the
my
kappa,
argument. It's the uniform. Yeah,
think
it's the
with the-
kappa,
With
the
the
hose,
seluar
the
and
big
baju,
fat hose, and all the
Baju.
symbolism that comes with it. The gutter
mean-
belt, the gutter belt.
They got the
Yeah.
bell. Wait, what are you watching, lah, Zain?
I know. I'm just referring to the
That's what
to the annual
the
calendar.
Exactly.
As Kajai
That's
put
the
it,
annual
they put-
calendar.
Kajai says it. They put down fire, bro.
Kajai.
Kajai.
For a boyfriend, Kajai.
No, I had an experience with the bomber guys as well. They made
You
me
had
jump off the roof.
Bomber guy.
Yeah, and it was on that pelampong thing. Oh, that was really fun too. So they were just like, they teach you how to jump off if like you're caught in a second, third floor fire. They'll
Yeah.
open up this big pelampong. There's an X there. And then they'll be like, you jump and make sure your butt is at the bottom. And I was like, really? Says, yeah, because normally people will jump, they want to land with their feet. But for that pelampong to work, it's supposed to land on your bum. But they are like that lah. They're like, alah, lompat je. The way they talk about it is like how we talk about lunch, like jumping off buildings. So like, alah, just jump. Then you just, you just land. And I'm like, you sure there's no additional techniques all? So
Angin ke
I'm sure
tiba-tiba kan.
so I'm sure the burning fire, so the instructions are like that, right? They were just like, just put it on, then we'll let you. That's it lah.
Adik pakai je. Ni lepas bakar, you guling. Apa? Guling.
Adik pakai je. Lepas tu kita sembur petrol kan. Lepas tu kita nyala mancin, bakar je. Habis.
Bakar je. Relax. Kita bakar je.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But maximum respect for them. I have a lot of respect for the Bomber.
Yeah,
I think they are amazing people.
Shout out to the Abang Bombers.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it's no
I got a
longer a
question.
job, it's a vocation.
I got a question. So for, let's say, your classmates or maybe even people younger than them who actually say, you know what, I believe I want to be a guy on radio, and you being the guy who's walked the mountain, what would you say to these guys? Like, if they say that's what they want, what would you tell them to do?
Go for it, 100%. Don't let anything
How?
stop
Like,
you.
like what would be your advice on the best way to get there?
Persistence pays. Well, don't give up. Like, if you want to really do something nowadays, it's a lot easier to get an audition, honestly, because back then, kalau an audition, you have to literally record yourself in a tape, hantar, don't know whether your post is going to sampai. Now if you can, emails literally are posted on websites, corporate websites. You just have to go Google and send an email, and now you just have to take your phone out, dude, record yourself and do a demo, how you would sound like on radio, or how you think you're going to sound like on radio. Send it to us, and if the person doesn't reply, keep doing it. I tell them, spam, dude, just keep spamming.
Right.
If you think about it, many musicians out there nowadays, I think it was Sean Kingston that got his break on MySpace because he spammed the producer. He just kept spamming, and one day you will get noticed. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, but don't
Cool,
stop.
cool.
Keep.
Mm.
Yeah. But also, there's also a but.
Mm.
I would also tell them, make sure you have the right personality for radio. If you are a
Right.
shy person, and this is absolute honesty right here, you will fail. You will fail
Mm.
because you need to know, on the radio business, you have to be thick skinned. You cannot be shy. You need to be prepared to do anything and everything
Right.
to be on
Right.
air. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Fair
Because
enough. Fair enough.
radio's evolved. It's not just talk, like you said earlier, right?
Mm.
The reason why we pull this stance and all is not because radio is just not radio anymore. Nowadays,
Yeah.
we have to be noticed, and with technology these days, with people's attention spans that much shorter,
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
radio people don't get noticed anymore because dulu you got no choice. You have to listen to us in the car. You die, you have to listen because you're stuck in a jam. You know, your 9 hour jam for Hari Raya back to Kelantan, you have to listen. Now, bro, you nak tengok Netflix dalam kereta pun boleh, bro. You don't have to layan radio,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And that's the reason why I don't think you guys are radio DJs anymore. I think you guys are multi-channel entertainers.
it's very important to be able to be
Yeah.
multi-channel as well. So that's another thing I would advise the kids is like, be
Mm.
prepared. You cannot say, "Oh, I can go on radio, but I shy to go on camera. I don't have the looks." If you don't have the looks, then sorry lah, you're not gonna make it through this industry lah.
Mm.
Right.
It's
Right.
it's
Right.
brutal. It's a brutal industry.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm, mm.
Eventually, the honesty will creep up on you.
Mm.
That's what I would probably think of it that way, lah. You know.
Yeah.
Mm.
You may be able to wiggle your way through in the beginning, but eventually it will
It will come and bite you, bro, very hardly. Yeah.
Have you ever considered moving towards podcasting and things like that?
Not yet, bro.
Mm.
Not yet.
Mm.
Not yet.
Right.
Still just like I said, still very much in love with radio.
Mm.
Right.
I know podcast is technically an extension of radio,
Right.
but because I have been trained so much over these years to talk short, keep it short, get the message out faster,
Mm,
I don't know how to talk a lot on podcasts.
Right.
You know, because podcasts you just talk, and then I'm still trying to figure out the niche where I could yeah.
Fair enough. Fair
Do
enough.
you get any young upcoming DJs who wants to be mentored by you? Like they have actually wrote to you and requested for you to mentor them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
lots of them still write, and like, how do I do? And basically, I would share what I just shared on with you guys right now. This is how you do it. First, I would tell them the most difficult thing to actually do is to find yourself. Who do you want to be on
Right.
radio? Because of how the evolution of radio has changed things. Back then, 20 years ago, before the emergence of social media, radio announcers could tell different lies on an
Right.
air and get away with it.
Right.
For example, because you don't know how I look, number one. So I could lie and say, look, I'm a 6 foot tall fella.
Right.
and,
Right.
And I'm single. But now if I were to say that, my credibility immediately drops because on air I'm saying that, but then you follow me on my social media, you discover I'm a short fella who's married. Finish, bro.
Yeah.
Whatever I tell you on air, this fella's a liar. Right?
Right. Right.
So finding yourself is that one important thing. Your voice on radio. How do you want to present yourself? Do you want to be your absolute self? Do you want what you said earlier? Zin, do you want to be this character, this
Right.
entertainer who is actually not you?
Right.
That's also another way of doing things.
Mhm.
But honestly,
persona.
these days, honestly, there's no more persona. You have to be yourself already.
Right.
Yeah, you
Right,
can bring
right,
out a character. You can bring out a character,
Mm.
and the people can associate that character to you. But essentially, on radio, you have to be Zain. You have to be Shanas. You have to be
Yeah.
Prem.
Yeah. I hear you.
Mm.
Yeah, I think because of the permission we give people through our own sharing, you kind of can't get away with living a Clark Kent Superman life anymore like they used to back in the 80s. You know, you people are gonna just call you out, lah. You know, if
Absolutely.
you say something.
Yeah.
Because that line is blurred now, right? The line of you being on a silver screen or a or a showbiz channel versus this is me just being myself, hanging out with my kids or cooking some food. To them, it's all one big blurry mess. So
Yes.
there's no such thing anymore as borders and parameters, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm.
But there's also a
Cool, man.
beautiful correlation now that this happens, because sometimes it's funny because I'm the naughty one on the show,
Mm. Right.
so I still tend to, just out of naughtiness, cheekiness, I would flirt with my listeners, and it's
Right.
very cute to see the listeners call me out, especially when I go
Mm.
to the listeners. I go like, "Hey, how are you doing today?" She's like, please, Kara's waiting at home. Don't talk to me like that." So it's
Right,
fun.
right, right, right.
They know that I'm married, and then they would play along as well. So it's beautiful. Or
Hmm.
if I say
It's fun. Yeah.
if I say
This
something,
this thing in Korea, right? They call it fan service. It's actually a distinction that they call it. So there's a distinction between flirting and what they call fan service. So when the girls do the mwah
yeah,
and
yeah,
the all that, it's
yeah, yeah,
justified as this is not them being a flirt to men. This is just them providing fan service,
part of the
and that's a
entertainment
term they
package.
use. It's part of the
Oh,
entertainment package.
wow.
And that's what I found fascinating as well, because markets like that, it
Mm-hmm.
is very distinct about who's that vampire on stage versus the humble girl that's
Hmm.
backstage who
Yeah,
doesn't want to talk to anyone. They have that very
Hmm.
clear distinction that
yeah,
that vampire on stage is not who she is in real life,
yeah, yeah,
because it's
yeah.
always out there. But over here it's not so much, right? It's really blurred. Like, if you would, like, for example, if you were to put a video up of you just parodying yourself like a player, I'm sure there'll be at least a group of people be calling you an ala bala lalu player,
Ah,
but it's a video. It's so you're playing a character. It's
yeah,
Hmm.
obviously not you. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
So
I feel
now,
that,
yeah.
yeah.
So
So
now,
what?
Prem,
Sorry,
you can
Shankar.
actually go up. You can actually go out to Kara right now and tell Kara that whenever you are flirting and doing all that stuff, it's fan service, bro.
Love,
Yeah,
love.
there's a
Then,
term for it already.
Yes,
It's
thank you,
that's fan
Zane.
already
service. That's fan
registered
service.
Thank
as
you,
fan
Zane.
service.
That is
Thank
fan
you,
service.
Yeah,
Zane. Anything I'm going to say that you are my legal
and
representative.
yeah, Vegeta says Zane seems to know a lot about service.
Yeah, yeah. This all service to your fans.
Sorry, you wanted to say something just now, Prem. What was it?
Yeah, yeah.
I forgot. It's gone.
Sorry, man.
My attention span is very short.
Wow.
Yeah.
So anything you
Okay.
wanna anything else you wanna
Hey,
bring up
Shana,
or talk
you
about?
wanted to ask a question at the start of the show, and then you said no. What? My wife is sitting next to me, so I'm going to catch you on that. What is it that they want to
Oh,
ask?
actually, what I wanted to ask you was that, but then I thought you wouldn't be able to answer it yet because you're not in campus yet. It's like,
Oh,
if you were in KDU right now, would you wish that you were a 37-year-old single dude in campus?
hmm.
That was what I wanted to ask.
And the
Yeah.
reason he cannot answer is because he hasn't been on campus. That is the biggest crap I've ever heard.
Yeah, I've not been on campus. I don't know. So I gotta get, you know,
Even Prem's not buying it. Like, yeah, yep, that's the
gotta
reason why I
get
can't
first-hand
answer the question.
experience.
Nothing to do with anything else, just because
Yeah.
I've never been to campus. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Hey,
And,
so,
and which other campus have you been to? KDU? Did you like check out window shop when you went to all the other campuses? Did you
no,
check out
no.
all the others as well? It's just KDU, right? See, that's why I didn't want to ask it.
Right. That's that. I think he made his point. I think his point was quite clear about that.
very clearly, very clearly.
I shall tidur.
Oh man.
Oh, that's
Like she can't watch this. Like typical fella lah, like she can't watch this tomorrow. It's recorded.
Yeah.
It's gonna stay on the internet forever. All
it.
that
So once
doesn't
again,
matter.
I take back whatever happened from minute 1 hour 10 minutes to 1 hour 13. Okay?
Tarik balik,
Tarik balik. Okay? So you cannot
Oh
put me on it
wow.
anymore. So yeah, actually we have arrived at 1 hour 13 minutes.
Hey,
This is
I'm
probably
enjoying
gonna
this. Let's
be-
go for another 15. Let's go for let's wrap it
Let's
up.
go for another 15, eh?
Yeah, let's
All
go.
right.
Let's go.
So
Really?
if you were to upgrade your bike and
got
you
no
had
ask me, right?
you had no issues. No, wait. I just want to know because you said just now your favorite bike was a Harley. So I just want to see whether you are convertible or not.
Absolutely.
So if you had
I'll say it out right now.
no budgets whatsoever, right?
If I had no budgets and if I didn't have a wife that loves to ride, which I
Uh-huh.
absolutely adore, I love my wife. She loves riding with me, right? But if my wife didn't like to ride, I would get the Triumph Bobber. Have you seen that beauty?
Mm-hmm.
Single seater Triumph Bobber. Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm actually trying
Single
to
seater.
single seater.
Oh yeah.
It-
Kara doesn't want to ride with you, right?
Yeah, so I'm trying to convince my wife to actually get a bike license so I can give her the Harley and I can get the Triumph Bobber. And that way we can still ride together. Ha.
And how's that been? How's that been? Is she buying
Really?
into it?
She's buying into it.
Oh,
It's the art of selling, bro. Being on radio and selling a con for now 15 years, I should be able to con my wife. Lah.
yeah. You don't want to say this on air, bro. She might be watching too, right? If she's already asleep right
Go
now.
after girls' night out. Nasib baik, I ended the sentence.
Yeah. But this can also be watched tomorrow, bro.
Yes. Betul.
When she's sober.
Yeah. So you sure you want to continue for another 15 minutes?
Alah, maybe
You went really well, bro, for the first 1 hour 15 minutes.
Yeah.
okay.
Well, thank you for being on the show, and good luck tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
So
Thank you, guys.
I wanna end this by
Yeah.
saying that I think whatever that you guys are doing or you are doing on air, and I think when you came into the combination of the other two, I think it really made the magical combination. Voltron was
Thank you.
assembled,
Thank you.
Macam
I
dulu dia macam too scared, but then now Voltron is back.
I got to credit my partners for giving me the opportunity as well to show my side of the stories as well. So it's a give and take. I mean, we've had our fair share of arguments and fights, but we always gel together because it's just it's friendship. In friendship, you argue. If you don't argue, something's not right with that friendship because you have disagreements and we're human. But it's how you settle that disagreement quickly and you settle it as fast as you can. Understand each other's feelings. Yeah.
And I think you would be an awesome mentor for anyone who wants to come into the business.
Absolutely. I would love to as well. I love passing down knowledge. So if you guys are going to put together a masterclass someday or a tiny school like your brother-in-law, let me know.
I'm surprised that you're not on tiny yet.
classes.
Probably soon. Now one part of the family has already reached out. Now the other part of the family will call us soon.
So yeah, I'm gonna text him later.
I know.
Put in a request.
Can.
So yeah, and for me personally, I think you are a great teammate for my wife.
Thank you.
I think it's an amazing relationship that you guys have on air and off air.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like this was how once upon a time, if there was this three hosts that I really love to watch and I admire, which is Jeremy Clarkson, James May, and Richard Hammond. I think between the three of you guys right now, I think you guys can actually be as big as that one day.
Wow, that is a
Not
huge
just radio.
I love those guys, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You guys, I think the realness that you guys have and the originality of each of you is something that all three can ride on and can harness. So I think that's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Power.
I appreciate
So I
it.
hope this relationship between the three of you guys continue for a long time.
Hopefully, we're hoping.
And expand more than radio.
Tell your wife not to say that I want to leave every year because that's a favorite line. Every end of the year, maybe I don't assign my contract this year. So convince her.
I see. Right. I actually, I also sometimes tell her, janganlah giving terlampau senang sangat. Kena jual mahal sikit. Kena bro.
He's the cause.
Kena bro. Dia kena jual mahal sikit kan. Once in a while, sikit. Pasal tu she does it. Pasal tu she does it every year, but at the end of the day she still say yes.
Yeah.
Dia saja je acah-acah.
So, you just gave that away.
I know, right? This show is it's giving too many things away, this show.
Right.
No, Prem, I mean, like, I think right now, for me, I would say that, you're part of a great trio, and I hope that someday, whether or not this trio continues, you continue to grow in whatever you're doing. And the fact that you have the guts to take, education at this level shows that, anything's possible with you because you're not bound by stereotypes and what people say. So yeah, all the best to you, man. Really, I hope you go far.
I just want to say, in an ever evolving world, we shouldn't be bound by anything. The moment we are bound by something, that's it. You're complacent, and you might as well just put everything down and say goodbye, because you got to
Yeah.
constantly evolve, man. I mean,
Yeah.
this time, this 2020 is a reset, not just for Mother Nature. It is the reset for humanity, bro. So many people
Mm.
forced to get out of their comfort zones and try new things, whether it's the simplest things of cooking at home or making the goddamn dalgona coffee. You got out of your comfort zone to do it. So think that
Right.
as a
Yep.
lesson, life lesson, and just evolve.
Yep.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would be one of them actually. If it wasn't because of MCO, I don't think Talk would ever
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
I
You're right.
planned
Yeah.
about it for a long time, but I never really got to doing it. So
And look at you
finally,
now.
the
You got
universe came to help out,
Premosupremo
lah.
on your show, man.
Yeah, man. This show is almost famous, really, bro.
Bodoh lah
Almost
korang.
famous. Almost famous, bro.
Bro.
We're not has-beens. We're never was.
The sixth member of Boyzone. Fifth
The
member of
fifth member
Beatles.
of the Beatles.
You guys sound like real Liverpool fans, you know?
Hey, sempat kau hajar betul eh. Yeah, I think it's time to end now. Okay.
Okay,
Time
yeah,
to
let's
end.
go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's so much fun. Thank you for having me on the show, brothers. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Zayn, thank you for your time. Shanaz,
no
you and I,
problem, man.
thank you.
Thanks for being with us, man. It's an honor.
Good night, everybody. See you
Good
next
night.
time on COK. Thank you, Prem Shanker.
To keep me from getting to you, baby.